How do you think all these negotiations in Geneva will set the scene for the next phase of negotiations? What is the end game here, the grand bargain? What would that look like?
You see the truce now reached between U.S. and China on this trade war, and about April 2nd to May 9 or 10, it's about 40 days of tremendous anxiety and the tariff disruptions and all those fear throughout the world. And then the market, we see all those tumbling and confidence defeated, and of course the world probably getting into a major recession. But I think fortunately rationale prevailed, particularly the business community, because you know that President Trump announced a $100 billion exemption. So I think that business intertwined, that nobody has actually realized how deeply intertwined we are already in the 21st century. So it doesn't really make work, and then it's going to affect hurt Trump's base. So I think quickly, they all realize it's not good for both countries, and it's not good for the world. So I think the end game now is that there's another 20% raised on the fentanyl. I think that could be quickly dropped because since the Biden administration, China-U.S. already done a lot of work on the fentanyl. So in the end, probably will be 10% remain, which is a U.S. universal tariff on the UK, on EU. Probably we could probably live with that. And but again, China is going to pursue more openness. Like China actually lifted the tariff to zero for 43 least developing countries. So I think as long as we have much larger work to be done, like peace deal, rather than trade deals. So I would think that U.S. and China could probably reach some new understanding. We're going to have an APEC summit this year. We're going to have a UN's 80 years anniversary summit and the G20. I'm hoping that both leaders from China and U.S. could have a head of diplomacy between the two countries, and we could probably put that at a manageable level and really for the sake of the world.
Henry, you talk about a peace deal, ideally in a perfect world, but what we have is what looks like a containment strategy pursued by Trump and then Biden and then Trump again, and then behind that the U.S. national security establishment insisting on containing a near peer, and in this case China. So how optimistic or concerned rather are you when it comes to the U.S. long-term strategy of containing a near peer, in this case China?
Well, I think probably there's a two school of school now in the U.S. administration. But I see President Trump, since his election campaign, he has said 30, 40 times good thing about China. He's a friend of President Xi, and he says that if China and U.S. works together, nothing in the world they cannot resolve. And furthermore, I think that he's not interested in autocracy versus democracy, the old narrative of Biden administration. So in that sense, if he wants to make a deal, China probably is a perfect partner to make deals. So I can also see his second term, he's much more in control of his hawks, and then they follow Trump's leadership. I would think there's still opportunity, but of course in the long run, of course there's structural competition there. But let's make it more manageable. Let's make it more Olympic-style competition rather than containment and rivalry of deadly relations.
Yeah, fair play is what we need.